Hello YouTube, this is Fortnite Fails JJ coming back to you with another video. Megan Fox discusses her son being bullied for wearing dresses. From CNN Entertainment. CNN actress Megan Fox says her 8-year-old son has been bullied online by people who don't agree with her fashion choices. Fox, who stars in the new movie Till Death, said in a recent interview that her eldest child, whom she shares with her ex-husband, Brian August Green, has been criticized by mean, awful, and cruel people. Well, that is the internet. I don't want him to ever have to read this expletive because he hears it from the little kids at his own school who are like, boys don't wear dresses. Fox has talked previously about supporting her son's creativity. I don't really feel that he came up with that on his own. I mean, he certainly could have, especially in this day and age, but that really sounds like an idea that you gave to him. Sometimes he'll dress himself, and he likes to wear dresses sometimes, Fox said during an appearance on The Talk in 2019. And I sent him to a really, really liberal hippie school, but even there in California, he still has little boys going, boys don't wear dresses, or boys don't wear pink. Green has also talked about this previously as well. I've heard him from some people say that they don't agree with him wearing a dress. Green said to them, I don't care. Well, fair enough. But hey, you can't exactly stop people from saying stuff to you. You better have thick skin as if you're going to go against the grain. That isn't normal. But hey, if you want that to be unnormal to be the new normal, you better be able to do something about it. Be able to defend yourself. Nebian teams vow to fight Olympic testosterone ban. This is another story from CNN. Oh, no. BBC News, Africa edition. Namibian track star and field star Christian Mboma and Beatrice Masalingi, both age 18, have turned into four of the top five women 400 millimeters, miles, I don't know, times in the world this year. What does that M stand for in racing? I do not know. I don't follow track. They were on a fast track to the Olympics medals, but their stellar rise came to a sudden halt. The pair had been banned from competing in the women's race at the Tokyo Games, reasoning their natural testosterone levels are too high. The teenagers were both racing at international events where they learned the news. Christian was with a duo's coach, Hank Botha, traveling back to their training camp in Italy. When their plane landed, Botha had received a call from Namibian's Olympic Committee relaying the news. By the time he was able to call Beatrice, his other trainee, she had already found out from social media. The revelation came as a shock to both athletes. Neither of them had been tested before, and they had no reason to think that their hormones levels were not within the typical range. It's not the first time the female runners have faced this problem. In 2018, Caster Semenya was banned from competing in the World Athletics ruled that to ensure a fair competition, women with high natural testosterone levels must take medication to reduce them and compete in the middle distance races. But asking someone to take medication to alter something in a body they are happy with is controversial. Well, I mean, if you're going to their event, you gotta follow their rules. I mean, if you really want to be able to be like, yeah, I'm transgender, I'm a trans woman or whatever, and I want to do this sport and that sport, well, then you need to make your own version of it. Not go to pre existing things for pre existing conditions. and existing notions, thinking that these new notions are going to mesh well with what we've been doing since before you was born. I would ruin the way my body develops because that'll be something that rearranges everything, how my body functions and everything, says Masalingi. I wouldn't want to involve any other things because this is the way my body functions in its normal way. And if I try something else, I might get caught somewhere else and something might go wrong with my body. This dude, girl, whatever you want to say, straight up looks like one of these boxes that I know am on my block. Straight up. Testosterone is a driver of red blood cell count. The more red blood cells in a person has, the more oxygen they can carry to their muscles, allowing them to run faster for longer amounts of time. Men typically have high testosterone levels, higher testosterone levels than women, which which is one of the reasons why, on average, they outperform women in athletic competition. And if people take testosterone as a performance enhancing drug, they will generally perform better, says Dr. Richard Holt, professor in diabetes at the Facility of Medicine at the University of Southampton. Research shows, however, that if you take a group of elite male athletes, all with their varying testosterone levels, the ones with higher levels of hormones don't necessarily perform better than the males with lower levels. Dr. Holt says, same is true for elite female athlete, which is why testosterone can't be the only story when it comes to athletic performance. Maybe the other part of the story is that they were born an actual female and or they were born actual male. That could be the other part of the story that you was missing. There's a number of genetic polymorphisms, slight changes in the genes that will actually determine whether somebody has the innate ability to be able to compete at the elite level, he explains. The problem, though, is where to draw the line between testosterone advantage and other natural genetic advantages. I say, hey, if you was born one way, you're going to go that way. Now, if you want to do something different, well, then you need a whole different competition tailored to you. And since you're such a small group, it's probably not worth it. They're probably not going to go through with it. That's something that you're going to have to build on your own. The John Harper, author of Genetics Sporting Gender, argues if you're going to pick one advantage to separate the two categories, male and female, you want to pick an advantage that one group has and the other doesn't. And you pick a biomarker that is widely divergent in the two groups. There had to be a line of demarcation at some point, and unfortunately, Mbama and Masalingi were on the wrong side. Harper, a transgender athlete herself, says, I'm not an elegant solution. It's not an elegant solution by any stretch of the imagination, but it places fairly minimum restrictions on people. It's not elegant, but it's not, to my mind, horribly unreasonable either. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to read. I think you got the gist of that. Yeah, make your own doggone sporting events if you want. Nobody's forcing you to go to that one. These people are lazy, straight up. I wonder where were they at in their men in the men's division? Straight up, I want to know. Because there was some other people that was doing the same dog one thing, talking about, yeah, I mean, I don't think our natural gender really plays a part in this. You just train harder and then you can start beating me. If that's the case, why didn't you just train harder when you was in the men's division? They weren't even in the top 25 people that were in the men's division. That's why they went to women's and started dominating the competition. These are lazy people that don't want to put in the work that it takes to be the best. And they said, let's just go to the women's. Okay, last story. Marvel reportedly recasting Luke Cage and Iron Fist for Heroes and Higher series. I do not like that idea. Now, if I was going to recast anybody, somebody had to be recast is the guy that's playing Iron Fist, but even that was still a good casting choice, I feel. Well, it was alright. While Charlie Cox is all but officially confirmed to return as Daredevil very soon, and the popularity of both of Christian Ritter's Jessica Jones and John Berthal's Punisher give them a fighting chance for a comeback, there's been little talk of Mike Coulter and Finn Jones likewise getting another shot of playing Luke Cage and Iron Fist, according to the new report. That's because Marvel is planning to recast these characters for a Hero for Hire Disney Plus series. They probably just don't want to follow the storyline of Luke Cage that they was doing with the original series and Iron Fist. That thing was one of the what was that? Outside of Jessica Jones, that was the or worst ranked show. That was the worst show, worst of the big four. It was Iron Fist, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage. Maybe not Luke Cage. Punisher, Luke Cage, and Daredevil. Iron Fist and Jessica Jones will always be at the bottom. That hashtag show broke this story sharing that they've got hold of casting call for the project that confirms Power Man and Danny Rand are being rebooted in the MCU. Little was known about what direction Marvel Studios wished to take Luke in, but this claims that Heroes for Hire will be a big chance to Iron Fist this time. The character will be played by an Asian actor. The top choices allege Deadpool 2's Louis Tan. I don't know why they are doing a bunch of recasting these days, but I don't know why they're recasting this guy. I do know they're doing a bunch of recasting, race recasting these days, but he's supposed to be a white guy in a Asian land. I guess you could say that, well, he just because you're rich, you don't necessarily have to be a white person. But at the end of the day, he was supposed to be like a kind of an outsider that was joining the people. And a good way to show that is that immediately when you look at him, the race is different. The outlet writers that work to groundwork for the series will be laid in other street level Marvel shows, but the pair will make their debuts in their own series. The idea is that there will be a procedural show with the duo taking on a different case every week, facing a variety of villains. There will be an overarching plot, but mostly it will be made up of standalone episodes. Yeah, that's a typical layout. As for why Marvel elected to recast, THS shares that Marvel is believed to have immediately discounted the idea of bringing Jones back due to the negative reception of Netflix Iron Fist. The studio apparently met with Coulter, but both parties ultimately agreed it didn't work for them to pair up with a different Danny, and it'd make more sense to start from scratch. Hmm, I disagree. I like that version of Luke Cage. I think that's going to be the best version of Luke Cage, straight up. This is the news that will likely divide the fandom, as Defenders verse fans may be sad to see Coulter and Jones go. Meanwhile, others may be excited for these characters being reintroduced in the MCU. Netflix is frustratingly failed to give us proper hopes for a Heroes for Hire team up between Luke Cage and Iron Fist, but it sounds like Marvel could be about to fix that. Hashtag show. Hashtag bring back LukeCage. Yeah. He shouldn't have been somebody considered to be recast at all. Well, but this is it. Tell me your thoughts. I got on these three stories. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. But I'd be interested in your opinions. And yeah, subscribe because most of you guys aren't subscribed to my channel that's watching my content.